Do you guys remember the simpler times when GTA 6 theories were simply numbers on a door in GTA 5? Since then, things have gotten way crazier. We're looking at moon phases, we're looking at Rockstar developers' posts on Twitter, we're looking at Rockstar's Instagram posts, we're looking at random screenshots that Rockstar posted on their newswire. And as we all know, all of these theories, they've turned out to be false. Well, except one, which we'll touch on here in a moment. And the latest theory we had, April 1st, that one also was proven to be false. And because of that, since we've had so many theories, I figured, you know what? Let's make a tier list out of the best GTA 6 fan theories solely for trailer 2. Here we have the list. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 theories. Probably more, these are just the big ones, about a single trailer for a video game. Come on guys, what other community can do it better? This is why the GTA 6 community is unparalleled. 12 theories for trailer 2, and none of them have been right so far. For those of us in like 30 years down the line, if you are a part of this whole saga, this will be us. And low-key, like, I think it will be a funny time to look back on. Once the game is inevitably out, once we're all having fun with the game, it will be fun to look back at this time and see how crazy some people actually were. Now, as you can see, I did change the categories here. We'll see how this all plays out, but we are gonna start with the thing that kicked everything else off. This was the first ever theory for GTA 6, although at the time, I don't believe we even really knew this was for GTA 6, but I am talking about this t-shirt. This t-shirt, I believe, was added into GTA Online back in September of 2023, so a few months before trailer 1 came out. People did a bunch of decoding with this. Apparently, if you put it into some sort of decoder, it translated into "one day will reveal all." That sort of hinted at GTA 6, because of course at the time GTA 6 was like a big talking point, but it wasn't confirmed. That was just some guesses. It could have just been for GTA Online DLCs for all we know. Of course, this also ended up having the exact date and time GTA 6's trailer 1 was supposed to release. We didn't know that. That wasn't a part of the theory. But once it did happen, it all made sense. On the shirt, you can see it had 12/05/23/09, December 5th, 2023 at 9 o'clock in the morning. That is when trailer 1 was supposed to release. It didn't because it got leaked a day earlier, but this is, in my opinion at least, what started and kicked off all of the craziness that we've now seen. So if you want to blame anyone, blame Rockstar for causing the community to go crazy because of this t-shirt. Now, another theory that was a major theory was the first ever moon theory. And this also ended up being true. So this also is in this category, although the theory itself really wasn't true. So this was a screenshot Rockstar put out, I think, also back in September, maybe it was October of 2023. On the left, there is a very clear VI. Tease. Like, that was GTA 6, that was them teasing it. There was also that big ol' moon in the shot. This was the start of the moon phases. This was the continuation of the craziness. People thought in October, I think it was like October of 26 or something, I forget specific dates, but that was when the moon phase in real life was the same as this moon phase in this screenshot. Now, of course, nothing did happen on October, whatever it was. So the initial theory was wrong, but this moon phase is the exact same moon phase that was on December 5th, 2023 when trailer 1 released. So the initial theory for this, it wasn't really true, but it did end up being true. Looking back, this moon phase was connected with the IRL date of trailer 1's launch. So those are the two big theories that like kicked everything off. Since then, it's gotten crazy, and since then, things have been a lot less believable. Now, as for these other theories, I'll try and go in order. I believe this one here was the first ever theory after trailer 1 launched. I honestly don't even remember much about this one, but people took a look at the artwork on the car and they decoded the bullet hole. And I think the theory was that it was supposed to be March 19th. Is when like trailer 2 or more screenshots or something would come out, because there was a 1, there was an M or more, I guess, And then there was a 19, or maybe that was January 9th. I'm not entirely sure. I forget again. This one though, for sure is in what the F were we thinking? We were looking at bullet holes on some artwork that is so small and tiny and minuscule. Like, why were we looking at that? But of course, that was immediately after trailer 1. The first big theory though for trailer 2 actually was the May, like the middle of May 13th date. Now this one, I think I'm gonna leave here in the less like this is sort of the middle category. And that's because there were a few things that made this somewhat believable. Like number one, it's during their earnings call period. They always have an earnings call in May, in the middle of May. Trailer 1 came out about a month or so after the earnings call. So we were all assuming there would be something similar. There was also a similar pattern with the GTA Online DLC trailer. So we were hoping that Rockstar would be following a similar pattern with that. Of course, that never happened. I believe this was also at the time when there was that GTA 6 Spotify leak. There was a song from Spotify that had a bunch of GTA 6 stuff in it, and people thought that was trailer 2's song. I also believe this was the start of Rockstar deleting posts on their Instagram, and that got people crazed up because they thought, oh my God, it's happening. Something's happening. Why is Rockstar deleting all their posts if they're not planning on doing something? But yeah, as it turns out, this May date, it wasn't true. So I think in this middle part is probably where it deserves. Then of course we have another one from trailer 1. This is the body cam footage date. And I think for this one, I don't think it's a what the F were we thinking, because there are numbers here in trailer 1. So maybe there was some connection. I think it's not likely though. If we take a look at the full image, it's literally just numbers on the body cam footage. It says 0804. I guess a lot of us thought maybe August 4th. That would have been the dates Rockstar, chose to release trailer 2, more screenshots, whatever the case may be. But that didn't end up happening. One funny thing to point out, when trailer 1 did launch, people thought this would be the release date. So this actually went from a release date theory to a trailer 2 theory. And then now it's not even a theory because August 4th, we're way past August 4th, 2024. And I don't think trailer 2 will release on August 4th, 2025, given that the game will release like 2 months later. But yeah, I think having this in the not likely is probably the best move. Then we get into this one, and this is an amalgamation of theories from GTA Online screenshots. This was one of them. There were screenshots on a newswire where people took a look at the buttons on these characters. And it turned out the buttons, there was 10 on the lady on the left, 6 on the guy on the right. October 6th. That is the new date. Rockstar loves the month October. Surely that is when we get trailer 2. That didn't happen. We also had these few, not the one on the left. The one on the left is obviously the trailer 1 body cam footage, but the two on the right, we had the October 4th pizza license plate that Rockstar showed in one of their trailers. People latched onto the 4 and like October 4th. Oh, that's another date. I think it was a Tuesday. Maybe that's when we get trailer 2. Didn't happen. The one in the middle is from a screenshot. A guy had a GTA 6 tattoo and there's other numbers, 8 and then 1, 2. People thought August 12th would be the dates. Of course, that never happened either. And I think there's actually been a couple of other smaller little teases in GTA Online like this. These were the major ones. But I think for sure this deserves what the F were we thinking? Like buttons on a t-shirt. Looking back at it, it's ridiculous. You gotta admit. Like it was fun at the time, but this one's ridiculous. We're looking at, it's like the bullet holes in the car over here. We're looking at buttons on a shirt. We're looking at a very, very poorly drawn tattoo. We're looking at a license plate that has number 4. Like, come on. I also forgot to mention this. There was a 4th moon theory. We haven't even gotten to the second and third moon theory, which we'll get to. You can see down here at the bottom. But there was a 4th moon theory, which was also sort of nonsense. It happened recently with the expanded enhanced edition finally coming to PC. There was another screenshot with a moon in it, and people thought that maybe, I think it was like March 15th or something, is when that moon lined up with the IRL moon. People thought March would be the time we get GTA 6's trailer 2. That never happened. So yeah. What the F were we thinking for all of these, minor GTA Online theories? But see, then we get into Moon Theory number 2. And this one, honestly, was pretty good at the time. Because this was coming off of Moon Theory number 1, which in hindsight ended up being true and was a GTA 6 tease. So when we got another picture from Rockstar of a moon, we thought this could be it. There was so much speculation on this moon as well. The NPC in the picture was posed the same as Jason in the trailer 1 artwork. There was this whole breakdown where apparently the picture from Instagram wasn't the same picture as on their newswire. So that means they did this deliberately. This was all intentional. People were counting the bricks on the freaking wall, the way or where the character was looking, combining that with the lyrics from trailer 1 song that said, "I would wait for the moon and give her one more chance." People thought Rockstar were telling us what to do. Moon Theory number 2 was kind of crazy, but it was very believable. Looking back now, maybe it's not so much believable, but at the time, coming off of Moon Theory number 1 and all these other little things Rockstar did here, Moon Theory number 2 was believable. So I do think this one deserves the second category here. It had some good stuff behind it. Of course, it never panned out, but it did have some good stuff behind it. Right after that, though, we had this, the Game Awards theory. And this was a big theory simply because Rockstar and GTA 6 was nominated for most anticipated game of 2025. Now, yes, Rockstar normally never went to these Game Award shows, but literally a week before the Game Awards actually happened, someone from Rockstar did go to another game show and pick up an award for the same category, most anticipated game. They even gave a big speech, and this was at a much smaller game show. So the theory was, if Rockstar are going to send someone to pick up an award at a small game show that I don't even think was like televised, surely the biggest game show of all time, they would send someone, because obviously GTA 6 was winning, and it did win, but that never happened. I do think this theory is another one that's just like in the middle. It had some believable stuff. It's not like super believable given Rockstar's past, but it did sound right at the time. But then, of course, after nothing happened then, that leads us to probably the craziest time ever in GTA 6 so far, the December 27th theory. If I had these as like the normal categories of like S through D, this one would be an S+ theory, simply because how many coincidences this theory had with GTA 6 stuff. But of course, in the categories here, it didn't end up being true. So we'll just put it at the top end here. But this theory was nuts. This is probably the biggest theory for GTA 6 so far. It all started when Rockstar employees were mentioning and posting pictures of their gifts from Rockstar. There were these t-shirts in like the Vice City colors, and people thought, oh my God, it's happening. The tease is starting. So many of the employees were posting these. One particular employee posted this shot, and at the very bottom, he forgot to cut out a little part of his image. This is what truly sparked the insane 27 theory. There were numbers here on a notepad. There's also a hotel name. The hotel, I believe, is found in Miami or somewhere in Florida. The numbers, like there's a phone number, is actually the phone number of a place in Florida. Where the 27 came from, you can see there's 1227 on the notepad. People were doing all sorts of crazy stuff with this one. They were calling the places that were posted on that note, asking about GTA 6. Here's a list of 27 reasons why the 27 theory may just hold up, like Florida being the 27th state, Jason, the 27th most popular name, 27 seconds into trailer 1, you can see a 27. The time between GTA 1 and GTA 6 is 27 years. It just goes on. There were so many coincidences with 27. On top of that, people thought Rockstar would also do a Happy Holidays post like they did with GTA 5. Before GTA 5's launch, they posted Happy Holidays and they gave us like 5 or so screenshots. Even if it wasn't going to be trailer 2, this is what so many of us thought. There's no way that this random Rockstar employee would post a picture that had all of these things relating to Florida that then coincided with all of these other 27 instances. We all thought for sure this was intentional, but nothing happened. Rockstar disappointed us yet again, and the December 27th theory was put to rest. But for sure, this one, like if there was ever a theory, it's 100% S theory. But yeah, this was probably the craziest thing we've seen so far. Then of course there was Moon Theory number 3. And this one, we should have known after Moon Theory number 2 never happened. This one, I think, is probably deserving down here. Maybe you could argue kind of at the in the middle here, less likely instead of not likely. The only reason this one made sense was because at the end of January, which is when the full moon in their GTA Online update, like it correlated to the end of January, I think January 31st. At the end of January or early February is when Rockstar has actually announced the release date for every one of their games in the last like 25 years. Red Dead Redemption 1, Max Payne 3, GTA 4, GTA 5, RDR 2, all of them, their final release dates were announced at the end of January, early February. And we all thought they were going to do the same for GTA 6. Also, you can see there was like the spectacle that was part of the name. So of course, GTA 6 trailer 2 would be a spectacle. There was another connection there. And in the races themselves, like in the GTA Online game modes, the moons were enlarged for effect, I guess. So we all thought maybe this could be another moon theory that actually pans out. Moon Theory 2 was believable. It didn't pan out. We all thought maybe this one could. So I think actually, now that I talk about it, I for sure think it belongs here in this one, maybe on the lower end, because at this point, it's like, all right, we're still looking at moons. Be a little realistic, but the other parts did sort of make sense to me. Like all the other games having their release dates at the end of January, I thought there was a chance. Then of course, we get to the Discord theory. Now this one I think is also more believable. This one didn't have a specific date, but a couple of months ago, Rockstar finally made their Discord public. They opened up a Discord. They have a GTA 6 channel. It's a cesspit. Like, it is insanely toxic the last time I have checked it. And people thought there's no way Rockstar would be doing this if they didn't have a reason. Like, why randomly all of a sudden are they making the Discord public? We all thought it was because trailer 2 was coming soon and they wanted a place for people to like discuss it, I guess. But Rockstar don't make logical decisions, so they never did that. They just released the Discord, and now it's just where more crazy people go and just yell stuff. But again, I do think this one deserves to be in the more believable section, bordering on the edge of less likely, maybe like towards the end here, simply because why would they do this if they weren't doing it for trailer 2? It made sense at the time, so I'll put it here. And if you guys disagree with any of this stuff, of course, like, this is all for fun, let us know in the comment section down below. But we are going to end here on the last theory, the April 1st theory, the one that also tied in with the Game Informer theory. I'm going to sort of combine those because they obviously are very similar. I do think, looking back on this one, it's in the not likely category. Like, it's down here because it's not as crazy as some of these other theories. There's not a whole bunch that goes into the theory. There was a Game Informer tease that they were going to return. I think it was March 25th. Game Informer was also the first ever like published article about GTA 5. So a lot of us thought that maybe they'd be doing something similar for GTA 6, but nothing did happen on that March 25th date. The April 1st date came from actually this shirt, you know, that we saw back in the first ever theory. There was more numbers, one that said 040125, I believe. And people thought, hey, this told us the date for trailer 1. Maybe it also will tell us the date for trailer 2. Also, April 1st is when the fiscal year 2026 for Take-Two starts and begins. So there's maybe a connection there. In hindsight, I do think, looking back on this, it's not that likely. And it definitely, maybe even in what the F were we thinking, actually, the more I think about this. Because there's just no way the shirt that came out in 2023, September of 2023, knew not only the date for trailer 1, which was intentional, but also knew the date for trailer 2 2 years later. Like, it's definitely a huge stretch. So yeah, I think this one deserves to be in probably what the F we're thinking, the more I think about this. So that, I would say, is my tier list. And I think if I just put the normal categories back, this is how I would rank them. Just because, again, that December 27th theory is just like probably one of the greatest theories of all time in a game that I've seen. Just the sheer craziness that went into it, I think puts it at S tier. I would have to put these, the original theory and then the original moon theory, at A, just because the theories themselves didn't turn out to be true, but the pictures and the messaging and, you know, the reality behind them, I guess, turned out to be true. And then I really just have to say the moon theory number 2, it had a lot of good stuff. And then, of course, we get, these are just some mid-tier theories, the Discord one, the Game Awards one, the original May one, that third moon phase theory. I think those are just average. The numbers in the body cam footage, it's very basic. There's not a whole lot that goes onto it, so I think it deserves here. And then, yeah, just the worst ones are down here. The bullet holes, the buttons, the other moon theory, the other GT Online theories, even this April 1st one based on something from 2 years ago. Like, yeah, these are just not that good. Now, the question is, before we end the video, how many more theories will we see with GTA 6? We only have about 6-ish months left until the game comes out. So let us know in the comments, how many more theories, how many more crazy theories do you think we'll end up seeing? That is going to do it for today's GTA 6 video, though. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more GTA 6 content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.